Welcome to Campfire Stories.
Welcome back to the fire, friends. When we left them, the sisters Barnes were crossing on the little ferry to Fogo Island, that last far scrap of Newfoundland, carrying a plan that was really just a hope, to be near their sister without forcing themselves on her, to sit in the one pub every night and let whatever was meant to happen happen. Their sister Mina was home from the hospital now, mending by the sea, and her daughter had told them to stay away. Tonight, they knock on the door anyway. Once.
Marty, once? They said they would not push. Why do they knock at all?
Because Dott could not bear Carol to sit in a pub sneaking up on a woman like she was quarry. She said, "We will do the honest thing first. We will go to the front door in the daylight, and we will say who we are plainly to the daughter's face, and if she shuts the door, then we will respect it and do it my patient way. But she will not be able to say we came sneaking." So they found the house. It is not hard on Fogo. A salt box by the water, blue with a garden gone a little wild, the same house from the photograph in Dott's folder. And the two of them stood at the gate a long moment, Carol, and Moe squeezed Dott's hand, and Dott walked up and knocked.
Oh, Marty, I can hardly stand it. Who answers?
The daughter, Carol. A woman of maybe 50, strong-faced, wary, with a dish towel still in her hand, and Dott knew her at once for the voice on the telephone. Her name was Bernice. And before Dott could get 3 words out, Bernice knew them too, and her face closed like a door before the door did. She said, "I asked you not to come." And Dott, gentle, said, "I know you did, and I'm sorry we came anyway, just the once to your face, because you deserve that much." And then Dott did the only thing she had. She held up the photograph. Not of Mina, of their father. Young Gerald Barnes in his navy sweater, 1950, smiling into the sun. And she said, "This is your grandfather. His name was Gerald Barnes, and he was the kindest man I ever knew, and he never knew your mother existed, or I swear to you he would have moved heaven and earth. We are not here to take anything. We are here because your mother is our sister, and we found her too late to be early, and we could not stay away."
Oh, Marty. She showed her the father. What did Bernice do, looking at that young man's face?
She looked at it a long time, Carol. Dott said, "You could see it hit her. The chin, the same chin her mother had, the same chin, though she did not know it, that Moe had." And for one moment the strong face wavered. And then, Carol, it hardened again, and I want you to understand why, because Bernice is not the villain of this story. There is no villain in this story. She said, "You have no idea what it was like for her. Growing up here, the girl with no father, the base baby, the whispers her whole life, cruel children and crueler grown-ups. She built a life anyway. She raised me. She is 75 and her heart is bad, and she has finally got a little peace, and now you want to walk in and open all of it up again. The shame, the father, all of it. For what? For you. So you can feel better." And she was not entirely wrong, Carol, and that is what made it so hard. And she said, "Please. Leave her be." And she closed the door. Gently. Which was somehow worse.
Oh, Marty. She is protecting her mother from a lifetime of hurt, and she thinks they are just here to ease their own conscience. And she is a little bit right. That door closing gently is the saddest thing in the whole trip. What did the sisters do standing there?
They stood at that gate. Carol and Moe, who had been silent the whole time letting Dott lead, said something that Dott carried the rest of her life. Moe looked at that closed blue door and she said, "Quiet, she is a good daughter. Look how she loves her. Whatever else we did wrong, we made a good woman somewhere back down the line." And then Moe, tired, her bad heart aching in the cold, said, "All right, Dorothy. We will do it your way now. We will not knock again." And they walked back down to the little pub by the harbor, and they ordered their supper, and they sat, two strangers at the edge of the world, and they waited. And that, Carol, was the first night.
The first night. So they really are going to do it. Just sit and wait and hope. How many nights, Marty?
3, Carol. And they were long ones. Each evening the two of them came to that little pub and took a table where they could see the door, and had their supper, and nursed a drink, and talked quiet, and watched every soul that came in, and not one of them was Mina. And the island began to know them, the way an island does, 2 mainland sisters at the pub every night, and word of that travels too. On the second night the woman who ran the pub, kind, asked were they waiting on someone, and Dott said, only if she wants to come, and left it at that. And Moe was so tired now, Carol, the ferry, and the cold, and the bad heart, that Dott was frightened, and she nearly said, "Let us go home, this is too much for you." But Moe would not. Moe said, "I did not come to the far edge of Canada to quit on the last night. She walks in, or she does not, but I will be sitting here when the answer comes."
Oh, Moe. Sitting there night after night with her failing heart, refusing to give up. Marty and Bernice. Does she know they are just sitting there, harming no one, every night?
She knows, Carol. Of course she knows it is Fogo. And here's the thing, I have been waiting to tell you, the thing that turned it. Because Bernice, after she closed that gentle door, could not stop seeing the young man in the photograph. That chin. Her mother's chin. And she went home that night, and she looked at her sleeping mother, 75, and she thought about a lifetime of watching that woman flinch at the word father, and she got out an old tin her mother kept, the one Bernice was never to touch, and inside it, Carol, among a few precious nothings, was a scrap of paper her mother had guarded her whole life. A first name. Just a first name that Mina's own mother, Kitty, had whispered to her once before she died. And the name on that scrap, in faded pencil, was Gerald.
Oh, Marty. Gerald. Mina knew his first name all along. Her own mother told her, and Dott just stood at that door and said the name Gerald Barnes. Bernice heard the whole name that matches the half her mother has treasured for 70 years. Marty, she knows they are telling the truth.
She knows, Carol. She has known since the doorstep. And for 2 days she wrestled with it, this good daughter, torn clean in half, between the mother she had spent her life protecting from that very word, and the 2 old women sitting patient in the pub every night who were, God help them all, telling the truth, and who had a young man's photograph with the right chin and the right name, and who would be gone off the island soon and might never come again. And on the 3rd night, Carol, the door of that little pub opened, and the sisters Barnes looked up from their table, the way they had looked up 100 times over 3 long nights. And this time somebody was standing in it.
Marty? Marty, who is it? Is it Mina?
Is it Bernice?
You absolutely cannot do this to me on the 3rd night. Tell me who is standing in that door.
Who was standing in the door of that pub, Carol, and what happened when the sisters Barnes finally, after a whole life and a whole island and a whole ocean of distance, laid eyes on the answer, is where we end it, next time, on our last night at this fire with these 2 impossible, wonderful women. Until then, friends, sleep warm, keep the fire high, and remember, sometimes the person guarding the door the fiercest is the one who most needs it to open. I'm Marty Shepherd.
And I'm Carol, and I do not think I can wait a week, but I will, and I will have my good handkerchief ready. Hold your people close and come back for part 8, the end of the road.